Welcome back to Hypermine. As always, this is Kondrik, and as you can see, I have done some clearing around here. I've also moved some leaves. This is going to be where I plan on having a path to the house that I intend to build. So, also, I've done a little bit now. I'm trying not to spoil Soap's build because I don't know when his video is going up, and he started building his house already. But I've done a little bit of terraforming right here as well, and I'm probably going to add on to this curve. We have a little enchanting setup down underneath there in those caves that were there. But what I'm going to do today, mainly because I have had a very busy work week for the past couple weeks, actually. I've been very busy with work, and I haven't really had a lot of time to prepare. I'm going to try to do a little more talky of an episode. And try to at least lay out, try to at least lay out the outline of my spawn house, because, you know, the starter hut is just a starter hut, and I want to build around it. So I'm going to go ahead and gather the resources real quick, and I'll be right back when I'm ready to get started. See you in a second. All right, welcome back. We are back. So, I guess this is going to have to be a little bit more talky of an episode. I don't really know what exactly I want to talk about, but I have been extremely busy recently, and I just haven't had the time to do all the things that I've wanted to do, including getting episodes ready and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to just have to run with it and see what happens. But Soap's build for his house is right on the other side of that. And we're going to most likely have a shared storage room, or at least at the beginning. We have some other plans for future work, but for now, I'm going to probably have to do a little bit more terraforming around here. And let's see here. This, I believe, is going here. I have a very, very rough idea of what I want to do. I loaded up the seed for this world in a creative map just to get a rough outline of what I want to do with this build. And I haven't quite figured it out, so I'm going to be winging it for a large portion of this. But, you know, I guess that's half the fun for builders. I don't know. Either way, yeah, so I have to fill this time talking. And I don't know. I don't find myself to be the greatest at commentary. So this is going to be good practice. The last time I had good commentary practice was when I was doing the hardcore challenge, the monthly hardcore challenge series, which I haven't done in a while, mainly because I just haven't. And I may be starting to do some stuff with that again soon. I'm not sure. I know that there are a couple people in the group of new members to the server who do the MHC thing on a regular basis, and would like to do group MHC sometime. So that may be happening. It may not. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Go here. And add that. I'm completely winging this here, so I hope it looks good. I hope it ends up looking good. We'll find out. Yeah, but the reason I have been so busy, since I might as well talk about that, is that my work is weird. What I do is I am a web programmer for a company that does template and theme designs. It's a monthly club. And the way it works is I get paid a percentage of the sales from the club. Let's see. Make sure I've got everything lined up. Okay, I think I've got that lined up right. I get a percentage of the sales from the club at the end of each month, so I don't even get paid during the month. It's at the beginning of each month I get paid from the month before, which is frustrating sometimes, to say the very least. But it's... Okay, so that lines up with there. That'll have to work. And then what I can do is here, I'm going to go like that. I'm getting distracted. So, yeah, I get paid at the beginning of each month for the sales from the month before, a percentage of the sales income from the month before. And what that does is that means that just each month I have to get the work done. I have to do forum support and let's see, one, two, three. I think this will be good right here. I do the programming, I do the demo content, and I do the forum support for all the things I work on. And when I started, the big problem, the reason I have been so backlogged recently, is that when I started, they had me take the... backstory real quick. And I'm saying a lot. That's bad. That is very bad. There I go again. So when I started, the club was a Joomla club. Now, farther back, there are 3 big names in content management for websites right now, and they are WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal. In that order, actually. WordPress is the #1 content management system for websites out there. That is it's the most used content management system, and most popular, all that good stuff. Let's see, do I want to curve this back around? Yeah, I'm going to go to... WordPress is the most popular. Joomla is more industrial. And Drupal was popular for a while, but the problem that people have with Drupal is that most of the features of Drupal rely on community-built plugins for the system, and a lot of those plugin authors have gotten to the point where they're a little unreliable, so you end up questioning whether your site is going to still function when the next version of Drupal updates. But anyway, the club that I work for started as a Joomla template club. And when I started working for them, they decided they wanted to get into WordPress themes as well. And so that's what I do. I develop the WordPress themes for their club and provide the support for members, and I have to take the designs that have been released for Joomla, and I have to reprogram them every month to run on WordPress. And then once I've done the reprogramming, I also have to generate the demo content, or I have to regenerate the demo content based on the Joomla demos so that the WordPress has basically the same content. And it ends up being a lot of work, but the problem that I've been having recently, or the thing that has kept me so busy recently, is that when I started, they wanted a backlog of stuff, so instead of having me keep up with the Joomla releases and program the latest versions of the Joomla releases, they had me working backwards through the releases that were already out, that the Joomla templates that already existed, which means that as time progressed, I was essentially going backwards, getting farther and farther behind the Joomla release cycle. And the reason that's a problem is that by the time they had me start going forward again, I ended up being about 2 years behind what the Joomla Club has been releasing. So I have, for the past 3 to 4 months, I have been working very, very hard to try to get caught up to the Joomla Club, which means that I've been essentially doing 2 to 3 months worth of work each month, and that has really eaten into my free time. But the schedule that I've been trying to stick to as far as work goes means that I should be finally caught up by the end of this month, unless something happens and I get stuck a little bit behind. But what that means is by the end of this month, I should finally start having more free time again, which means I could finally start recording the other games that I've been wanting to play as well, and I can start doing, I should be able to start doing more batch recording, which means that content on Hypermine will be more reliable. So yeah, that's a really complex explanation of why my content has been a little slow recently. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully this turns out all right. I have some very rough ideas, but let's see. I had to smelt some smooth stone over here, so let's see if that's going. Let's see how that. Okay, we got a stack. Here we go. Actually, we'll go like this, and I need some slabs. So yeah, basically what I do is I reprogram things that are designed to run on Joomla, and I reprogram them to run on WordPress, which both are PHP. Joomla and WordPress both run PHP, but it's kind of, I guess the best way to explain the differences is that it's kind of like, oh, I know. It's kind of like, they're both PHP, but they are different frameworks. So reprogramming from Joomla to WordPress is kind of like translating from Spanish to Portuguese or Spain Spanish to Mexico Spanish. It's got the same root language, but the dialects are so different. I guess, yeah, Spanish and Portuguese would be the best explanation, because Spanish and Portuguese are very, very similar language. They're essentially the same root language, but they are such different dialects that someone speaking Portuguese can understand somebody speaking Spanish most of the time. But someone speaking Spanish who has never learned Portuguese most likely will have a very difficult time understanding the person who speaks Portuguese. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so I have to essentially translate between two dialects, and so with some very complicated slang, for lack of a better term, and it ends up being a lot more work than it sounds like it should be. So yeah, let's see here. I am thinking I want to make a patio back here behind. So my starter hut is actually going to be part of the main house. I'm not going to just get rid of it. I will add it in and have it be like the mud room on the back of the house or something like that. I don't know. I'm not much of a builder, so hopefully this turns out all right. But yeah. So let's see, what was I saying? So yes, I have been extremely far behind the schedule that I've been told I'm supposed to be on recently. And I'm finally getting the WordPress releases caught up to match the Joomla releases. I have about 3 or 4 left to do, and I need to get them done by the end of the month because that's what I've been told is required of me. So that's what I've been working on. All right, go here. And that is why I have been so busy. That's why until I got the Hypermine invite, I have been fairly inactive. And I am going to be trying very, very hard to make sure that now that I'm on Hypermine, I do not have any gaps in content. But like I was saying, it does keep me very busy, which means I may end up having some more Talky episodes if I have to. Which, like today, I just don't have any other option. It's Wednesday night, and I need to get this episode up by Friday, which means I have to have editing and rendering and all that good stuff, which all takes a lot of time. And I had some extra work that I ended up having to do today. One of the things that I have to do, like I said, is forum support, and somebody on the forums was having issues with an older release, so I basically had to go and regenerate all the demo content for that release today so that I could get it working again for that user. And that's essentially, I had to try to cram 2 or 3 weeks worth of work because the demo content takes me the most time. Programming is easy. It's the demo content that hurts. I had to cram basically 2 or 3 weeks worth of work into 1 to 2 days. I still have to finish some of it tomorrow. And that has hurt my my planned schedule for the stuff that I have to do as far as getting caught up on everything. Which means that I don't have a lot of time left. And unfortunately, it looks like I'm running out of time to record. Oh, this is great. So yeah, at least I've got the shell of the house done. We'll see what happens next episode. I may see if I can get Soap or somebody else involved in helping give this house a little bit more structure. We'll see. But yeah, that's actually all I really have time for today. I know all I did was talk and build this really odd-shaped building. Hopefully I can do something more with it soon. I might readjust some of this a little bit and move some things around. But yeah, so that's all I have time for. I may cut some pieces out, so this may end up being a little bit shorter. If not, it's going to be about 20-25 minutes. But between episodes, if I have time, I will try to dig out here, which is going to connect over to Soap. And this is going to be, this will be the kitchen right here. And then under here will be basically the root cellar or whatever. The mud room, yeah, the root cellar. A lot of older houses have them where you store stuff off of the kitchen. And so I'll build on to that. I would love feedback on ideas for this build, how I can make it look better. Obviously, I don't want to use all the logs, but that's what I have available at the moment. So, yeah. Like I said, Talky episode, probably a little short, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I'll see you next time, and have a great day.